A lot of people have been asking me to do this for a long time, and I've been kind of weird about it and a little reluctant, but today's the day. I'm taking you guys inside of my apartment. I also just want to take a second to say thank you. I posted a video earlier this week or last weekend, I can't remember which day it was, and the amount of positive feedback and comments I've received are just like seriously fill my heart. So thank you so much, and I hope this does not disappoint. I got this light out of an old church that was being renovated. My landlord liked it and hung it up. This is actually an old bank that was built in 1901. Love the chandelier. So my biggest vice is actually art. This is one of my favorite paintings I have. A lot of my art was collected gifts. I have to have the front door open to be able to show this whole painting, but this one I bought for myself actually. I saw it at an antique mall and I was like, man, I don't know why, but I just can't let it go. And I thought about it every day for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then one day I called him up. I called like every day actually, that's a lie. I called like every day asking if it was still there. And then finally I was just like, you know what? I can't live without this. So I went back for it. This is kind of a weird one. This one was my mother's. It's contemporary. And then I have that big print too. I hate how much empty wall space there is back here. But when you go this way, that's more like it. So this is one of my favorites. This is the church in St. Mark's Place off the Bowery in New York City. And this one belonged to my mom. I had to fight my dad for this one. I'm obsessed with it. Just love it so much. This is also one of my favorites. For reference, this is very small. It's German. I just think that's so beautiful. And I'm gonna say this is one of my favorites for everything, but this is one of my favorites too. It's amazing. These are things I will never part with. Here's another one I bought for myself. This one's, I don't know if I should show it. It's a little graphic. It's Salvador Dali. There's 225 of them made. I'm just going for it. I have to dry erase patch my walls where I've rearranged things recently. And then, let's see. Another portrait etching. That one was my mom's too. This was a gift. Daumier. This was also a gift. This is a photographer, Margaret Adams. She actually taught photography to me back in the day. And it is a blown up photo of, I think, of her grandfather took in Vietnam, and she found the film and blew it up, if I'm not mistaken. This I bought for myself at an auction. It came with a bunch of stuff. I only paid $2 for it. I didn't really mean to keep it, but I love the frame, and I had nowhere to put it, so I put it pretty high up. My ceilings are pretty high up, as you can probably tell. So now I'm just kind of it's not worth getting the ladder to get it down for $2. And then here's another one of the Margaret Adams photos. Same thing, it's actually gunshots. Here's a random one. This I actually drew and my mom framed. I know that seems like really self-centered to have something I drew on the wall, but I worked at a museum as a security guard at the time, and I sketched this portrait of Rembrandt, and yeah, my mom framed it, and the frame's really nice, so I just kept it because I hate having empty space on my walls. This I got at an antique mall for like $12 or something. I just like the look of it, and it kind of blends well, so I kept it. This was another one of my mom's. Mirror, another one of my mom's. This I'm not a big fan of. It's kind of like low quality, but I like the size, how it like the shape, how it kind of juxtapositions all the squares and rectangles. I paid like $10 for it, so I just kept it. And that is actually who I'm named after. That's my great-grandmother, Kate. So here, let me try and see if I can get rid of this glare. There. Let's see if the lights off work. Well, now you can't really see it as well, but this painting I bought at my first auction. I had no idea what I was doing. I paid like $35 for it, but since it was my first auction, I did keep it. And it is not like a very old one, it's a reproduction, but still, nevertheless. And I got this one at the same auction, and I mean, it's cats, so had to keep it. All right, I'm gonna switch walls here. Got some of my packages. I'm taking a break from boxing stuff up, but so we just did this wall, and now this is another contemporary one that my mom had. Almost all of these, no, some of these aren't. Pressed flowers, these were all my mom's. This oil painting, I bought it in an auction. I've been meaning to sell it, but I don't do a lot of local stuff. Like, I don't like Marketplace because I don't like people coming up here, honestly. And meeting people is like difficult, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. It's like people can be so finicky, and there's been a couple times where I've meant to meet up with someone and they've canceled, and I've cleared out my whole day. It's just too stressful. So I think I paid like $40 for it, so just slapped it up on the wall. This one is very old, very original, and I did buy this one for myself. I could not resist. I even got it shipped. I bought it on an online auction in California. I don't know what it was about it, but I mean, it was also like the first time I'd ever seen an online auction. It was even before I started reselling. So I snatched that one. This one was my mom's too, as was this. This always reminds me of my house growing up. This, my family had on the wall forever. This was hers too. She had amazing taste. So this is my kitchen. Oh, I forgot I can't do that. I hate that it's not painted. This is a weird dog my friend Sis gave me. The couple things up there I'm not married to. I love the chocolate majorette in the middle, but I'm kind of sick of seeing them. Now, the reason these weird dolls are up here is because the first time I went to a house clean out up here when I moved and became friends with like my two friends up here, these were sitting there, and I just grabbed them because they're so weird. No, they just kind of live here. They definitely are pretty rough, don't have much resale value. This music box is something I have been wanting to get rid of, but have been super lazy. I've had it for like 3 years now. It's just time for it to go. I mean, I never had posted it though. And I'm not sure if I'm wanting to get rid of my cookie jar. I obviously don't use it. I don't really eat cookies. And this guy's pretty special, but, ooh, he just came right off the stand. Well, he does have a stand and he does work. I'll fix that later, but I think I'm gonna sell him too. And then this I've been meaning to bring to auction, but I'm gonna wait until probably closer to Christmas time so I get more for it. I've been really lazy about that. This I bought for myself at an auction for $2. So weird, I love it. And then this I've had forever. This was actually a gift from my mom, like, gosh, almost 20 years ago now. That's insane. Got my wall, old dentist sign. This is pretty cool. An old coworker of mine at the museum gave this to me. His partner worked on the movie set of the movie Giant with James Dean, and that is actually an original photo that they had at their home before he passed, and he gave it to me, which is really nice. All right, I've been trying to get rid of this couch forever. It like barely fits, and it's honestly not that comfortable, but it's pink, so I bought it for like $50 off Marketplace or whatever when I lived in DC. And of course, I'm sure people recognize this Afghan from Burning Bridge when I got that from Denise. Turn on the light here. I'm about to show you something really weird. I love this lamp. I bought this when I was still living in DC. This is my essential curtain. I do have stained glass in my apartment, which is really nice, but do not have curtains. So this kind of blocks me off from the window across the hall. And then some elf situation. But this is probably one of the craziest things I own. Yes, that is most definitely a two-headed cow. I paid a lot for it. I'd always wanted one, like a lot. I'd always wanted one. It was on my bucket list, and I got it from my friend Sis's auction, downsizing auction. Excuse me, Sis's downsizing auction. Now, originally I had thought I would have the heart to sell this. Since I've kind of like decided I don't know if I can, but you know, it's got the craziest, it's so nuts. It does come with the original photos from when the cow was born in Shippensburg with its mother. I think they're dated 1956 or 1964, I can't remember which, and I do have those photos. It's something I'd be willing to part with, but the number would have to be pretty generous because you're not going to find this again, especially not with the history. Normally, I feel like the two-headed calves you see are simulated like it's two cow heads just sewn together, which is pretty gruesome, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud. But they aren't the real deal. This is actually the real deal. I think it lived for like maybe like 5 or 6 days. Rufus has decided to join us. Rufus! He loves the cow. He's not being very sociable right now. This is my fabulous dining room table. You think I would have done a better job at cleaning up. I was being kind of lazy about it. I was like, I don't want to do a house tour because then I'm going to have to clean up. This is kind of messy to me, honestly, but I try to keep things pretty neat, except for my office, which is a disaster. But I bought this table when I was living in DC, and I drove like 4 hours to get it. I paid $275. I did lose one chair in the move, which is very unfortunate. I know my salt and pepper shakers are epic. But yeah, I love the inlay on these chairs. I looked at like all these auctions near where I moved, hoping I would find my fourth chair that somehow walked off, but you know, three's company. So I think I'm actually gonna pick this back up tomorrow, and tomorrow we will go into the living room and we will see my favorite trinkets. And just so you know, it's pretty epic in here.